Hey everyone, it's Jem with ChappyPlans. Thanks for joining me for Project Life. This is week 16, so stick around. Hey friends, it's Jem with ChappyPlans. Thanks for being here. This is week 16 of Project Life, and I am using items from Studio Calico. I had a really hard time trying to make the April Stories by the Month kit items work from Ellie Edwards, so I decided to dip into my stash, and here is everything that I plan to try to use or have at least pre-selected that I think I will be using. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over to the left side of my spread and begin with my title card. I always try to plan my pages chronologically, left to right, top to bottom, and then so on and so forth on the right side of the spread. These are 9x12 page protectors from scrapbook.com, as is the album that houses all of the pages. So these pocket cards are all from, I think, the same collection, which don't ask me which it is because I've combined all of my Studio Calico cards and embellishments into like one container so that they're all together. But I did end up pulling out these puffy stickers that are Easter themed because this was the week of Easter, which we do celebrate. So I wanted to make a nod to that on the title card by adding this cute little chickie there. And obviously the colors that I've chosen to kind of bring out for the week are pink and yellow, and that's typically how I put a spread together, is based on color. I like doing that because that also allows me to combine items from my stash with a kit. So I'm using these pink puffy alphas and numbers from Citrus Twist. The labels are from Studio Calico, and I just stamped the date. This week I got it right. Yay for me. If you watched last week, I stamped the 14th through the 20th, and I was like, nope, that's not right. I am going to go back and add a little chipboard sun to this title card because it looks like it needs a little something extra, and I will get to that in just a minute. You'll see that happen. But this photo my husband took of me with my brother-in-law's cat Desmond, and this is when we were still in Michigan. We end up leaving the next morning, but this is Monday evening at their house. We went over for dinner and also so Nora and her cousin Fiona could have some more playtime before we left the next day. So that was really fun. And I'm also using these little puffy creature character stickers from the American, I think they're from American Greetings. You can get them in the card section of Target. Shout out to my friend Jenny Garcia, who is the one who got me completely hooked on these. So I'm going to keep using these alphas throughout the spread. Right now I'm just spelling out Old Town, which is the area of Lansing that we were in on Monday. This was before going to my brother-in-law's house for dinner. Obviously, we spent the day. We kind of made a trip out of it because I wanted to go to Odd Nod Art Supply, which is a stationery store, and I absolutely loved it. I took a picture. That top left photo are free family planning different items. So contraceptives and all kinds of really cool things that they give out and have listed for free and resources. And I just thought that was so cool. So I took a picture of that. And then we also found this really funny unicorn lounge, and I wanted to just take a picture of it. It had a sign on the front door. Let me see. I'm going to pull it up on my phone so I can read it to you because it was hilarious. Okay, so it says, before you enter, it's dark in here. It's loud in here. We serve booze like your grandpa likes. That means no mojitos. We play music we like. We smile for tips. Come in, shut up, and drink. Salutations, Unicorn Lounge. So that was hilarious. So I had to take a picture of that, plus a few other photos that I included of our kind of walking, exploring around Old Town. And then we went on a giant scavenger hunt for boba for Nora, which ended up taking us longer than we had hoped, but we were successful. So those are the photos that are in that 4x6 grid that I created in the Diptyque app. And then I journaled about it on that card. And then the bottom left picture I just pulled out of the selfie of Nora and I. We took at dinner. That was after, gosh, when was that? Monday night? No, Tuesday night. So Tuesday we went shopping. I don't have any pictures of that, but we spent a bunch of time at these outlets and went to Lululemon and Gap. of course, and stocked up on some goodies because they had an amazing sale. And Nora's wearing her new little jacket there in the picture. She is obsessed with it, but it's white, so it's kind of a nightmare and very scary, and is an ongoing like point of contention in our house because Nora loves white and so do I, but she's a kid and she gets it dirty a lot. So my husband's like, why do we let her buy things that are white? And I'm like, I don't know, it just looks good on her and we like it and it goes with everything. And anyway, so we did try to find a different color jacket like that, but they didn't have it in that size. And as it's an outlet store, you know, you kind of, you get what you get. What's on the floor is what's there. So anyways, after all that shopping, we finally got in Buffalo, New York. We went through Canada where we got held up in customs. And that is a story that I tell in one of my Plan With Me videos. So definitely go check those out in case you missed out. I won't rehash it here, but I will just say we finally made it to dinner and it was delicious, even though we had to wait quite a while for it. I just journaled about that on that little card there, which is a cutout from one of those Studio Calico kits. And then I love the little chipboard geotag pieces I've been using. And I will continue to use on the right. And then a bunch of little puffy stickers for fun, just because I feel like it. And then you saw me attach the two 3x4 pieces to the back of the 4x6 photo from the week prior. So there's that quote there that doesn't really make sense, but the colors match and it goes with the spread. So it's there. It just says, with freedom, books, flowers, and the moon, who could not be happy? I mean, it's true. It just doesn't necessarily reflect what we're doing in the photos next to it, which is a picture of Nora measuring how many apples tall she is in the Hello Kitty exhibit section of the Strong Museum, which was what we did the following day. So after we had dinner, we went back to the hotel. That was an adventure in and of itself. And then on Wednesday morning, we went to the Strong Museum in Rochester on our way home. Hopefully you saw those close-ups of the finished left side of the spread, minus the chipboard sun, which still hasn't made its way to the title. But moving on to the right, this is another 4x6 grid I created in Diptych. I'm going to use those same alphas to spell out Strong Museum and put another geotag chipboard. Just a few puffy stickers to embellish. The photos are very colorful, so it took me a very, very long time to try to figure out what kits or colors I was going to use to create these pocket pages this week. It was very challenging. I will say using Allie Edwards' kit is a million times easier than what I did trying to put this week together. Although the end result is very cute and colorful, it took quite a while behind the scenes for me to settle on which cards I was going to use. So anyways, I'm journaling about all the things we did at the Strong Museum, how we got stopped in immigration in Canada, also had an HVAC nightmare in our hotel. So, I mean, it was a mini nightmare, but still, it just wasn't ideal. We were very glad to go to the museum. We made it in the afternoon. I said morning, but it was the afternoon when we got there, right around lunch. And so we just squeezed as much as we could into it, managed to see the whole museum, didn't interact with everything because that would have taken probably days, but Nora really loved all of the gaming and the Wegmans like kid-sized grocery store where it was so cool. You pick 5 items, they have you pick 5 probably so that you're not in line forever, and it's set up just like a real grocery store, and then you scan them, they have barcodes, and then you cash yourself out, and when you print your receipt, the receipt actually is the items you purchased, or quote unquote purchased. So I just, it's next level like interactive play. So I journaled about all of that on this Eternal Sunshine card, again, spelling out the day abbreviated and using those puffy asterisks for bullet points. The middle row, after that, we did end up going home. We got home around 9 o'clock at night Wednesday. Thursday, plans changed, but she ended up having her friend Vivian over for a sleepover Thursday night. And that they had a lot of fun. And then Friday, I took them to get boba. So that's the photo of them outside of one of our favorite boba places, Tai Chi. And then that happy little sun card in the middle is just going to stay there as is because it's perfect. And then the picture on the right is Nora and her friend Olive, who ended up coming over Saturday morning. And the two of them played outside all day while Matt and I got some things done around the house. I caught up on my, journaling and planning. So it was a good day. And then we had a really fun family evening. I don't have any pictures of that, but just to share with you what we did after we brought her friend to meet up halfway with her grandparents who were picking her up. We ended up getting some groceries, running some errands. Nora got some shoes for Easter to go with her dress. Oh, here I'm interrupting myself to share with you. I am adding the sun finally to the title card. Okay, we got dinner. So it was a really fun family evening together. Just there's no pictures or journaling about it in this particular spread, but it's definitely documented in my daily journaling in my Hobonichi. And then the last row is Easter. So every year we do a scavenger hunt with Nora. My husband stayed up late on Saturday night putting that together and hiding the eggs. And then Sunday morning she went around and looked for her treats. And in the meantime, we had received a text message from our friend and worship leader at our church that they needed Matt to come in and play bass if he could because the person who was originally supposed to do it was sick. So my husband ended up quick making us breakfast, not lunch, and rushing over to church to practice beforehand. And then Nora and I got ready. She got to like go through all her Easter goodies, and then we met my husband at church after a Starbucks run. Then we ended up hosting, which was really fun. Normally it's just the three of us plus my mom, but this year we had our friends Amy and Jeremy over, and Amy's mom came as well, and she was absolutely lovely. She's a fellow crafter. She loves to, she actually sells handmade cards at craft fairs and things, which is so cool. She showed me some of her artwork. She's very talented, so shout out to the lovely Debbie, who came over and joined us on Easter. And obviously I had to include this super cute picture of Toothless inside Nora's empty Easter basket because it's just adorable. A few things I wanted to mention. So the chipboard pieces are all from Studio Calico, the puffy stickers as well. The only puffy stickers that are not from Studio Calico that I included are those American Crafts Easter ones, and then the miniature characters that I told you about that I get at Target. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm just gonna finish it up here with these alphas. I spelled found it on the picture of Nora with her basket because it's just so cute. That was the last thing waiting at the end, obviously. It didn't have a ton in it because we did end up buying her a bicycle this year, so that's got, you know, a few goodies in there. She's pretty spoiled, so for her this isn't like amazing, but she was very thankful and glad to have it. And I put that little geotag chipboard in the spot where we hid the basket, which was my idea, I'm very proud to say. It's the little kitty cat nook in our Calico shelf, and we pulled out the lid that goes on top and put the Easter basket inside. So I just thought that was super cute. And then you can see I'm changing around a little bit the puffy stickers so that it's not redundant. The picture of Nora and Olive had a bunny, and so does the picture underneath it of Nora with her basket. So I switched out one for a chickie sticker instead. Then I'm just going to throw a few stickers and stamp the date on this super adorable picture that I love of Toothless with the journaling and call it good. So yeah, friends, that's going to wrap up this week. It was very full. It was the end of our spring break, although not technically, we did get Monday off, but Monday was kind of a crazy day, and you'll find that out if you listen to my Plan With Me videos. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Take a look at the finished right side of the spread close up in real time, and you guys know if you like this video to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. Take care, friends. Remember that you are enough. Bye.